Hi guys, Stephen from Arkansas here, talking about depression and mental health. It's a difficult life overall. It's like you don't choose depression. Just one morning you wake up and there's this gorilla sitting on your chest and saying, "Hi, I'm depression. But we're just now meeting, so let's get to know each other. We're going to spend a lot of time in this bed." It's like It's like, and people still don't understand. It's like people think, I'm sad, I'm sad, I'm sad. It's like, that's not depression. Depression is, I'm fine. That's the truth. I also recently found out my ex has found my channel, probably on purpose. She said she found it by accident. But honestly, hello if you're watching this one. I've been under therapist's care off and on since probably 2007, 2008, give or take. And there's huge blank spots in my memory, but things I do remember, I remember perfectly. It's like, there are some claims on some things I've done. It's like, I'll say, it's like, oh, that's possible I did that, or I know I did that, or I did not do that. Me and my ex has been ongoing custody battle over our daughter. And it's just like, she's put me through a grinder. It's like, she should know. I won't say she does know. She should know. It's like, I will never intentionally do anything to harm our daughters, let our daughters come to harm. And it's just like, she's been a pain in the butt this whole time. Recently, she gave me a call out of the blue after she said she didn't want to talk to me anymore over the phone. We'll only communicate via text messages. And she blamed me for that, in spite of the fact her new man was in the background yelling at me the whole time, and both of them were stressing me out. So it's like, I said, if I was going to talk to me in this fashion, I'm hanging up. And I hung up. Now, of course, that whole argument was supposedly my fault. But enough about that. My daughter, that's the reason my ex called me, is my daughter is having some mental health issues as well. Who's to blame for them? Of course, she blames me. It's like, I haven't been involved in her life, our daughter's life, for over 2 years. But somehow or another, by seeing her a few times, I'm responsible for her for causing all of her current problems. It's like, I don't think so. It's like, some of it's due to something that happened to her earlier in her life. I wasn't there for the way I should have been, thanks to depression. But due to my ex, our daughter has had 3 different schools in her short life. She's early teens. And probably, most likely, I can't say for certain, but I believe it's true, that her and her new man had been running me down steadily for the past few years, and my youngest daughter pretty much worshipped me. She loved me very much. She enjoyed spending time with me. Somehow there, all of a sudden, I'm the devil himself. She's scared to be around me. I'll say this about one of the things she told me. She told me, it's like, oh, I threatened to kidnap her and take her across the border to Mexico. I'm half Mexican. And, of course, my Rosa never heard me say that. Now, that I'm positive on. I did say that about my middle daughter, who looks a lot more like me. Rosa's, my youngest daughter, is a combination of me and her mother, where my middle daughter looks a lot like me. It's like, yeah, I love them very much. But, lost my train of thought there. Oh, yeah, it's like, I did say that about my middle daughter, that I'd grab her up and take her across to Mexico if my wife ever left me. It's like, and of course, her mother also said, it's like, well, if she ever died and I was mean to her daughters after she died, then she'd come back and haunt me. It's things parents say. It's like, oh. And there's things you do. There have been men that have done that sort of thing. It's like, I'm not one of them. I'm not going to do anything to traumatize my daughters, period. It's just one of those things I said that she may have taken it seriously. It's possible. It's another issues as well as a diagnosis of depression. I'm on the scale for spectrum disorder, autism spectrum disorder. So I have no filter. People say, oh, I don't have a filter either. No, you don't. You say things because you want to. A normal person thinks about something they say before they say it. If it pops into my brain, it immediately pops out of my mouth. It will say things. Some of us, of course, speak very little. Others, if it's a topic that interests them, will talk endlessly. Ask an autistic child about their day, and they'll say, Ask them about their dinosaurs or space or something like that, and you get a 2-hour lecture about it. I'm that way about my collectibles, my Marvel collectibles especially. I can talk endlessly about them. For things like this, I just, whatever pops in my brain pops out of my mouth on these videos. And I don't have any followers currently, and if anybody's watched these a couple times, I hope I do give some help to you. But if you're a loved one that is suffering from depression and you can't get them to get help on their own, most of the time you won't get us to get help on our own. Because we just say, it's like, I need to get some more sleep, or just let me rest, I'll be okay. It's like, don't put up with it. You can put them in involuntarily in an institution for as like 48 hours, I think. Don't quote me on that. So it's like, get them the help they need. It's like, I didn't know what was wrong with me, and neither did my ex when I first came down with it. Finally, she heard from a friend that she could do that, and they stuck me in an institution. And I was there for 2 weeks, and they finally got me on the right meds. I had gone to a therapist a couple of times when I first discovered there was something wrong with me. And that didn't really help, and they tried different medications. Remember, guys, the first they put you on medications, it's not always the right ones. They have to experiment. Mental health, they're still studying. They don't know a lot about it, really. They're better than they were. At least they don't stick us in a padded room, lock us up, and leave us there anymore. We can get therapy at home, or we can get day therapy, or we can just be committed for a few days while they get us lined out. It's like, there's no reason to be terrified of it, but you have to get there. You have to genuinely talk about what's bothering you. Sometimes it is really a true mental disorder, manic depression, or bipolar, whatever you want to call it, autism, etc. And you just have to treat it. If something traumatic happened in your life, PTSD, anxiety, so forth, then you can do talk therapy, a small amount of medication, and maybe you can actually live like a normal life. I still suffer from depression regularly. But now it's a struggle. It's no longer winning. It's like we're at a stalemate at worst, and there's days where I jump out of bed and, oh, I'm having a great day. Other days, yeah, it's like, uh, I can't have full custody of my kids. I know that. It's like, I'm not well enough for that. But normal visitation, as is allowed by most state law, is like I get them for the weekend, 2 weeks during the summer. That's all I want. She can have primary custody. I don't mind that. But I want to be able to spend time with them. I want her and her new man to stop running me down to our kids. That's unacceptable. It's like I love them. I want to spend time with them. I want to take them to do things. I want to be in front of them when they open their presents. Yeah. It's like, I just want to spend time with them, that's all. And I don't want to be a supervised visits all the time. And hopefully she has come to her senses. Something happened recently with her daughter. And she was also with her mother when they had a car accident. She wasn't driving. It was, I assume, my ex's new man was driving. That's what I think. And it was a pretty bad accident from what I've heard. So it scared the crap out of her. My ex, not my daughter. It might have bothered my daughter too. So I'm getting confused there in my train of thought. But yeah, it's like, so maybe it woke my ex up and realizes she needs to be nicer, stop running me down, and allow me to genuinely have meaningful, productive visits with my daughters. It's like I truly miss them. It's like no matter what anybody says, and it's like I am honest to a fault. You ask me if I've done something wrong, I will say yes, I did that. Now, if I don't remember I did it, that's possible. But if I remember what happened, I will tell you. It's like I did that. This is what I did wrong. Same as when my talks with my daughter and trying to get her to speak to me. That's the important thing right now. And hopefully my daughter starts feeling better and we can have true good visits and I can take her to do things. But that about wraps it up. Mental health awareness, guys. I think the studies say 1 in 4 people suffer from some type of mental disorder. Depression, anxiety, stress, whatever. There's help out there. You can go talk about it or you can get some medications, but do something about it. Don't let it progress to a point where your body is truly damaged, like mine has been. I mean, not necessarily my mind, my body, but my brain. The chemical processes up there change when you have mental health disorders. If they go on too long, it can cause severe problems. So get out there, get help. Let mental health become the catchword. It's like help yourselves and help others. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.